Aloha mai kako, a komo mai to Curtain Call, a weekly program of reviews, previews, interviews, and features of and or with the great art and artists on Maui and beyond. I'm Paul James Brown. Malama Akua can be translated as the realm of the gods. This annual exhibit, sponsored by the Hui Noiao Visual Arts Center and the East Maui Watershed Partnership, is one of the most unique art shows. First of all, there are two jurors, one from the fine art side and one from the conservation side. Every piece is analyzed by local conservation professionals to ensure accuracy and appropriateness of depiction and materials. Every piece has a thoughtfully prepared label by East Maui Watershed Partnership to provide identification of featured species in each work of art. This exhibit treats student artists from elementary, middle, and high school on an equal footing with adult artists. And finally, besides jurors' choices and honorable mentions, there are special awards for the Fern Duval II Rarest Find and the Art of Conservation. This year's jurors are some of the most qualified in memory. On the art side is Ingrid Tully. She's been working in and around the arts for more than 25 years. She was exhibits coordinator at the Hui, curator of exhibitions and curator of education at the Contemporary Museum in Honolulu, associate curator of contemporary art at the Honolulu Museum of Art, and she has worked in development, both getting money for Maui Arts and Cultural Center and awarding grants with the Hawaii Community Foundation. The conservation juror is Zach Bazzillo, currently coordinator for the Maui Nui Plant Extinction Prevention Program. He has also worked with the Maui Forest Bird Recovery Project, worked in habitat restoration on Holaniku, the last atoll. He is also an award-winning nature photographer, so he's kind of a double whammy. They selected just 89 artists from 300 submitted works. Ms. Tully's juror's choice went to Sarah Voyer for this close-up watercolor depiction of the lehua, the blossom of the endemic ohia tree. The ohia lehua has a fascinating story as to its coming to be. Look it up when you can. It involves Pele's wrath at ohia's rejection. Mr. Pazzillo chose this ule with lichens by Anna Maria Sheehan for his juror's choice. It is a magnificently detailed piece of acrylic on ampersand clayboard. The jurors' choices for the students are joint selections by both jurors. In the elementary school category, this watercolor of the Nana Makai Happy Face Spider by ZZYZX Luna won the day. In the middle school category was 13-year-old Peyton Spritoff's photo of Amakihi in bloom, a marvelous shot by a budding conservationist, his family helps to reforest Maui, of an Amakihi in Iliahi sandalwood tree. Now we come to the high school award. Lily Hernandez was their choice for this acrylic on wood piece called The Hands. It shows the creation of a lei popo with all native flowers, most prominently the ohia lehua. This was a very difficult choice. This is an oil painting of Ao's Hawaiian stilts by Isabella Kutch, entitled Ku'ika Vai. When I first looked at it, I thought it was a photo. It's that good. Then there is this breathtaking acrylic and ink of an iiwi wearing the ali'i's cloak, symbolizing strength, power, and honor by Nevaeh Howard. Look at the detail in the bird. This is a young artist to watch. Honorable mention from Ms. Tully went to this mixed media depiction of the Ehinahina, or silver sword, endemic to Haleakala by J. Journal. On the lower leaves, the title of the work, Let Me Grow, is repeated many times. Mr. Pazzillo's honorable mention went to Martin Hamilton for this resin, pla, and acrylic makuhine, a na pe'epe'e Hawaiian wolf spider, endemic to Hawaii and found on Haleakala. The Fern Duval II Award for the rarest find went to Nathaniel Watkins for this stained glass entitled Va'ele Remembers. It depicts an extinct endemic po'ule, or black-faced honeycreeper. The last place these birds were found was in the freshwater lake Va'ele on the east side. This is what the bird looked like, in case you can't see it in the piece. Finally, we come to the Art of Conservation Award. That went to Wendy Romanchik for this watercolor, gouache, pencil, and pen portrait of the Natural Area Reserve Specialist Byron Stevens, whose more than 2-decade career resulted in, quote, some of the state's most important conservation work and train the next generation to do the same, unquote. When I first looked at Lanakila Makua's work, I thought it was also a photo. I was shocked when I looked at the label and saw it was an oil on canvas. It captures the feeling of the native forest perfectly. The koa, the ohia with lehua, and if one looks closely, one will discover this koa shield bug. It is a terrific piece, demonstrating not only outstanding artistic quality, but also an authentic glimpse into the past. In the category of rarest finds is this ceramic by Roxy Ragsdale called Kuleana, which means responsibility. Here we see the nearly extinct endemic Maui kiwikiu, Hawaiian parrotbill, being passed from the hands of an elder to those of a keiki, symbolizing, quote, a promise that the next generation will cherish and protect Maui's sacred ecosystems, unquote. This encaustic mixed media by Husa Adams of some of the palms one can see at the Merwin Conservancy, entitled Especially Now, Walking with Merwin II, reminds the viewer of the remarkable work of one of the greatest poets of the 20th and 21st century did here on Maui, creating one of the world's great palm conservancies. Rachel Ihilani Berman did this with wool and metal pua kala Hawaiian prickly poppy. It stands tall and proud. The state insect is the pule lehua, or Kamehameha butterfly. D. Chappelle did this mind-boggling ink pointillism work, ruler of the mamaki. Good grief! The patience required for this is beyond comprehension. Joanne Hopper created this oil on panel, Awahi A'ali'i forest carpet. One can almost feel the leaves crunching underfoot as one wades through the awahi beneath the a'ali'i. This cyanotype of Koki Okeo or Molokai white hibiscus by Rebecca Cranitchfield is almost three-dimensional. Above the mantle is this oil on panel and 22-karat gold leaf resin painting called Silent Messenger by Jennifer Valenzuela. Here one sees the ohia lehua and the naho anu hina hina geranium. Ms. Valenzuela's unique technique has given her an immediately identifiable style. This close-up of ohia lehua by Edward Baldwin captures its, quote, strength, resilience, and connection to the gods, unquote. Sarah Metz demonstrates in this ceramic Mele Hui au Kahuli, this once plentiful Hawaiian tree snail was the song of the forest, but due to the loss of native habitat, it is on the decline and headed for extinction. Mamane seal seed container is a lovely ceramic by Debbie Brown. The top has a tiny iivi. The jar has the blossoms and leaves from the mamani tree. Brianna Mabut has put together more than 10,000 glass seed beads to give us this mini tapestry of hina hina silver sword in full bloom. Sumie is a traditional Japanese black ink painting. Keila Kahikina has done 4 images of the endemic Ma'ohi Ohi fuzzy flower. Nancy Cheswick's A'ali'i No. 1 is a cyanotype and cold wax representation of the plant no wind can push over. Malama Akua continues Tuesday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. until November 7th. Every Thursday, an industry leader from the conservation field will be present to talk story about the conservation here on Maui. Visit huinoiao.com exhibitions for times and other information. This is an exhibition that blends artistic excellence with a purpose to raise awareness about our Aina and the need to Malama Aina. Be sure to plan to spend the time needed to take it all in. You will leave with a new appreciation for our island paradise. Well, that's Curtain Call for this week. Mahalo nui loa for tuning in. I'm Paul James Brown. Maui strong. Ahui ho.